And remember, if you like the video, click like and subscribe. Helps out the channel. Alright, good people. So Hasbro posted their live fan stream, and what an event it was. They closed out the year on a strong note with a boatload of figures. You know, they came out with figures that I didn't even believe that they would come out with, and you know, it was a good event in my opinion. So these waves consisted of Xmen and Spider-Man that they dropped, and first up is going to be that Ultimate Wolverine figure, you know, and it always poses the question, do we need another Wolverine figure? But I'm kind of digging this one. You know, he's the Ultimate Wolverine, the black and yellow looks strong on him, and you know, I'm gonna cop it. He looks very good. Alright, next up is a figure that we've gotten a bunch of lately, and that's going to be another Cyclops, but this time he's in his X Factor uniform and he looks kind of dope. Now it poses a question, will we get the rest of the X Factor line? You know, will Jean Grey be next, perhaps Beast, Iceman, and Angel? And you know, being that they already dropped an Angel figure, all they have to do is repaint them, so I could see that coming along the way. And next up on the X-Men list is going to be Marrow. You know, I remember this figure from the Toy Biz days, but you know, she didn't look this good. But you know, I remember when Marrow came out, her and Wolverine had a fierce battle and he pretty much cut her heart out. And you know, we're finally getting her in her figure form, so this looks pretty cool as well. Next up, we got Fabian Cortez. You know, Fabian is one of Magneto's acolytes. You know, I was never really a fan of the acolytes. You know, a lot of people want to Exodus figure, but you know, now that Fabian's being dropped, perhaps the Exodus is on the way. Next up, we got the Age of Apocalypse Gambit. You know, it's pretty cool that we're getting a different version of Gambit. I thought they were done with the Age of Apocalypse figures, but I guess I was wrong. And he's not a bad looking figure either. You know, this wave is looking pretty good as we're going along. Next up, we have the X-Force Nightcrawler. Now, you know, I do love Nightcrawler, love the character, but you know, I don't know if I needed an X-Force Nightcrawler. You know, he looks cool though, he's got the sword and everything, but you know, I don't know if I need this figure. Alright, next up is Husk from Generation X. And you know, she's not a bad looking figure either. You know, not my cup of tea, but the thing is, you know, if they're making her, that means they're going to be making the rest of these figures down the line. So I'm thinking Generation X Jubilee might be next, or maybe Generation X Banshee, Emma Frost, you know, is coming. And next up for the Builder figure is going to be Age of Apocalypse Nemesis. Now the thing about this figure, we haven't seen him in quite a while. I believe the last time was when Hasbro took over the license and he was a Builder figure for that Walmart line, and you know, that figure was really quite lacking. So it's good that he's going to get an update, but I have a sneaky suspicion that this figure will get dropped in a deluxe version. And next up is a figure that I'm looking forward to, but I am very annoyed that he's going to be a Target exclusive, and that's going to be the Savage Land Professor X. You know, so he's got on those fatigues from the Savage Land, and you know, he's a dope figure. I want him, but he's a Target exclusive, and I hate Target exclusives. It never goes well trying to order those things from them. Next up, we have a whole retro carded wave of Spider-Man figures, and first up is going to be a limited Spider-Man. He was teased last time and fans have been looking forward to it. You know, I'm not too keen on it, but you know, I do know other collectors have been looking for this figure, so you know, he's definitely going to sell. Next up is going to be Agent Venom. So we got Flash Thompson back in the Venom suit, and this is a dope figure. I'm looking forward to it. You know, I like the fact that he comes with the Flash Thompson head, but why does Flash Thompson look like Aaron Eckhart? That's just crazy. You know, Aaron Eckhart figure. So there you have it. Agent Venom is definitely on the list. And next up, we're going to have Spiderboy. Now, Spiderboy, I'm not greatly familiar with the character. I do know the books sell like crazy, especially those variant covers, but I'm digging the figure, and I'm digging the body sculpt. You know, all new body sculpt for Spiderboy. So, you know, I'm definitely going to cop this figure. And next up, we got the female Electro. Now, this is not a bad looking figure. I do love the electric effects on the hands. Only thing, I was just hoping for a reissue of the original Electro. I never was able to cop the retro carded original, and you know, I've been dying for them to come back out. So, you know, hey guys, if you're listening, bring back the original Electro. Sorry. All right, next up we have some 1990s goodness, and that's going to be Kang. You know, Kang is one of the clones of Peter Parker, and you know, in the 90s this dude was everywhere. You know, so he's finally getting a Marvel Legend, and you know, I'm digging him on the retro card. Gotta cop this figure. Now, the next figure was teased on the last fan stream. You know, they gave us a clue, and that was J. Jonah Jameson's head. So we have the animated Chameleon figure. You know, I do love this Chameleon figure, and he's a definite cop. Now, the next figure I think I'm looking forward to the most is kind of taking me back to my childhood, and that is the Nicholas Hammond Spider-Man. You know, before Tobey Maguire and Tom Holland, you know, Nicholas Hammond suited up as Spider-Man, and you know, as a kid, Christopher Reeve was my Superman and Nicholas Hammond was my Spider-Man. You know, I can't lie, I'm a collector of a certain age, and you know, this figure is definitely taking me back to my childhood. But I can't help to think it would have been cool if they would have included Nicholas Hammond's head in there. You know, throw him a couple bucks and throw his likeness on the figure. That would have been dope. Now, the only bad thing with this figure, it is going to be a Walmart exclusive. And, you know, it won't be a problem getting the figure. However, your delivery is going to be trash. You know, your figure's probably going to arrive crushed up or damaged. You know, you're probably going to have to order 3 of them so you could get it in a box. You know, so, you know, we'll see how that goes. And next up, we have a deluxe figure of the Lizard. So, you know, last seen in Spider-Man No Way Out, you know, they actually redid this figure, and he's not bad looking, and he is going to be a Amazon exclusive. And, you know, I never got the original Lizard, so, you know, this guy is going to be on the list. Now, as for the sneak peeks of figures that's coming up, you know, they showed the staff that looks to be for Adam Warlock, a web effect that's most likely for another Spider-Man figure coming down the wave, and the last piece is this blade effect that looks like it might be for a Archangel X-Force figure. So, you know, that coincides with dropping the X-Force Nightcrawler, so that looks like that might be another figure coming up for a future fan stream. I'm really digging a lot of the figures in these waves, but unfortunately, you know, it seems like we're getting that Spider-Man tax going. You know, Spider-Man figures are the premium figures, and it seems like, you know, throwing them on a retro card is just an excuse not to include a Builder figure. You know, I think the last Builder figure for the Spider-Man was it Armadillo? You know, that was 2022, so it seems like at this point, you know, we're probably never getting a Builder figure with Spider-Man figures again, it seems. The Spider-Man wave goes on sale Thursday, December 12th, 2024 at 1 p.m. And, you know, I'm going to remember it because that's my uncle's birthday. So I definitely got that on the calendar already. Now, the Xmen Nemesis Builder figure wave is scheduled for later in 2025. So most likely this is going to be the first new set available in the new year. And you know, I thought this fan stream was pretty strong. I'm looking forward to a lot of the figures that came out. I got a feeling that some of the fans might disagree with me, but let me know in the comments what you're looking forward to, if you thought this was a strong or weak wave, and you know, hit me in the comments. Main one out.